Yo,
Yo,
yo.
did you go to church?
Yeah,
That boy.
I'm back and ready to go though. We are ready to rock.
Are you really going to work out with Blaine tomorrow?
No. I will one day. Just not now.
Yeah, that's what's funny about that is when he sent it. Because on Instagram I said something about him working out. Oh, when he was looking at the camera, he looked like he was just like dead. And I said, I commented, I said, yeah, for the fact that you look like this lets me know that I have zero like wish to even get involved with that.
Yeah, I messaged him and I was like, yeah, either I just got a new phone, but I was like, you must have gotten one too because the sweat is glistening in a way that I've never seen before.
Those high def cameras on those new phones are something else.
Yeah, I was like looking really closely at.
He legit like broke it down for me. He was like, no, we're gonna scale it for you. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And I really wanted to reply back to him and go, bro, it's not happening. Like, I don't think you understand this.
Don't fall for the scaling stuff. Trust me. Don't fall for it.
I'm gonna give it a go. I'm just not quite. I got to get my lung capacity up a little bit. Ben, you want me to read? What are you gonna say?
Your chin's getting a little slim.
Yeah, man. You
look at this. Look at the neck on this shirt.
Yeah,
man. I can't even hardly hold it up.
You down like 15 now?
Might move
about 12
into
or 13. About 12 or 13. I may move to an L.
Moving to an XL in Swannies.
Just maybe move down to an L in Swannies. How about that?
Ooh,
I don't know.
So you want me to Ben, I got to read you my text message from Blaine today. This is from my birthday text. He goes, "Happy birthday to the king of answering work calls with, hey, yeah, I'm busy right now. Can you handle it while we're in golf clothes and ready to go play? The easiest guy to pick on and the man with the most club head speed for a semi-average country club golfer in Lee County."
Wow.
That's awesome.
Said I want that on my tombstone. Here lies Kyle, the most club head speed for a semi-average country club golfer. My wife calls me semi-average. How about that?
Hey, speaking of,
I don't think that's got anything to do with your golf game.
That's true.
My wife just walked in
Probably club head speed.
Huh? Sat down and turned on the football game, just totally unprovoked.
Love it.
Wow.
I've never been more attracted to her than in my entire life.
That's amazing.
The honeymoon phase is just fantastic.
I know. I was like, babe, it's getting hot in here.
Trust me, that shit goes away.
No, she seems genuinely interested.
She does.
Well, she's rooting for the Rams. She's fired up for some Matthew Stafford.
Always good. So we're going to talk. We got there's so much to talk about in the from the farmers, and Ben did a really good job of breaking it all down. So we'll just kind of go through that list. This is episode 131.
Do you have the list pulled up? Because that list, they're not in like order.
Yeah, I had it pulled up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just it's weird. It's like a kind of a Ben stream of conscience, and it was a little weird to kind of get in there, you know.
No, but I think it was great. Though. Like, this is a lot of good. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about that I necessarily didn't see. So,
yes,
really good stuff. Really good stuff. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Pick it up.
Happy birthday, dear Kyle. Happy birthday to you.
Yes. Episode 131 couldn't have started any better than that. Happy birthday to me. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod. Dadgummit, it's Monday. We're back again, and we're ready to rock and roll, men. I appreciate that. That made me feel great. We're proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the #1 podcast network for professionals, and we're here to talk about some dadgum golf. And the reason we're able to do that is because we're brought to you by Betonline.ag, the #1 sports betting website in the whole country. Log on today, check them out. Use coupon code BLEAV, BLEAV. get a 50% welcome bonus. Give them $100. They're going to give 50 back. Super Bowl is coming up. And when you're listening to this, the playoff matchups are set. We haven't quite finished the NFC Championship currently this evening. So you'll already know the Super Bowl setup before we finish this pod. So check them out. Have some fun. Bet online where the game starts. Men.
Yes.
Thank y'all for that surprise.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, you know what? We love you, Kyle. Happy 41st, and looking forward to 41 more.
Please, at least that. No, not quite 41, but my brother did tell me I was on the back nine. So
Wow.
I guess we don't have the best. We do have some longevity.
Did you have a turkey wrap today at the turn?
I saw my birthday's coming up, so I decided, hey, it's time not to get rid of that fat neck. Let's slim that fat neck down a little bit. Let's try to make it to 70. Let's try to make it to 70. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun. Appreciate it,
Kyle.
guys.
I think I'd say if you're making the turn right now and you're on the back nine, I mean you're 300, dude.
Yeah.
You've lived a good life, but
easy.
There's a 400 on the back nine, brother.
400
I like it.
Staring you right in the face. Let's go. All right. So this weekend was what I consider the real beginning of most people. I think most people probably feel the same way. The real beginning of the PGA Tour season, which is the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines. Do y'all disagree with that? Is this really you disagree with it?
I disagree with it now. I didn't coming into the season. Cat disagrees with it.
I mean,
the only reason I disagree with it is because now with the new Asian Tour, you've got players that will usually play in this that were not playing this year.
So I don't disagree. This was an awesome tournament, and this is the first premier tournament of the year. But I mean,
at an iconic venue that we all know and like, and want to play and all that. But Rory overseas, Morikawa overseas. I mean, it just is one of those deals where this was the first, and we talked about it in the last pod. This is the first tell of what the money is going to do overseas to some of the tournaments on the PGA Tour. It's not going to affect the majors, but this was probably, you're right, Kyle. Previous years, this was probably the coming out tournament. Like everybody played in this one because not everybody was going to play at La Quinta. Not everybody goes and plays out in Hawaii on the, on the surfer tour that they like to call it out there. But this is
the Masters of the Hawaii.
Everybody, the Masters of Hawaii. This is the tournament where everybody comes together and plays. And this year they didn't do it. This year you had players overseas.
So where did who all do they went that you're talking about? They played in the tournament in Dubai, or they're waiting to play next week in the.
No, they played this weekend. They played in the
Victor won.
Yeah, Victor Hovland won.
Yeah, Rory came in third. I'm looking at it right now. So
double portions.
So all these guys would have been playing in it any other year, but this year. So I think this year, when you say yes, this is like the kickoff of the season. I believe it is, except for this year, it just doesn't feel like it because.
Although it was still a star-studded leaderboard.
Yes.
Albeit the winner.
It was, but now some of them, even back-to-back weeks, some of them now, like Kyle just said, waiting to play in Dubai this next weekend, because we talked about that in the last pod too, where the Pebble Beach Pro-Am's coming up. Well, again, DJ's leaving to go over there and play in that tournament, and Phil's leaving to go over there and play in that tournament. So first part of the season looks like it looks like that's what the Asian Tour is trying to get a hold of, is the first few tournaments.
Yeah.
Pay these guys a bunch of money because they know once majors start getting into play, they're going to be over here and practicing here. So maybe that's the theory behind all that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Still had a lot of the top 5 in the world playing in the
I agree.
Farmers this week. So I think that the question generally was, do you not view this as the first? Typically, do you not view this as the beginning? You kind of look at the Farmers because usually that's when Tiger started this season.
Yes.
So you just kind of look at you got Torrey to kind of kick the year off. And I think it kind of lived up to it as far as the leaderboard, as far as the finish, the course, the weather, the scoring. Is just pretty solid tournament. Pretty solid tournament. Any big takeaways? Ben, you had a bunch. You want to hit like your top, or do you just want to kind of go down the list and kind of?
I want to save that first one for last.
Okay.
Other than that, we can go in any order that you want.
Sure. So let's just start off with it. Zalatoris, pound for pound, has to be the longest player on tour.
Yes.
Pound for pound.
I
Pound for
was
pound.
shocked when he was playing with guys that are supposed to be the bombers of the tour, and he was out driving them 10 and 15 yards. And I was going, wait a second. I knew he was good. I knew he was kind of like the little small hero last year that kind of came on the scene late and he didn't play enough tournaments to get credit for it to be like a PGA Tour year the year before. So last year was technically his rookie year. But I guess I never saw him play with any big names last year and like outdrive them, because he was doing that this weekend.
And he hits it like, I'm sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
No.
Go ahead. They say he hits it like so straight. Like he just hits it on an absolute rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really curve the ball at all, like hit fades or draws. He just
I think he does whatever he wants to do, if I'm being quite honest.
Yes. Yeah.
Except for gain weight.
Yeah. So he's listed at, I'm gonna just go ahead. You can say you believe it or this is BS. His listing on PGA Tour's profile page is 6'2", 175.
There's no way, except the only way I would say 175 is because I didn't realize this during the broadcast. They said that he put on 20 pounds in the offseason.
I will say he looks a little less.
I don't know where the hell he put it, but
today than he did like at the Masters. At the Masters, he looked like unhealthy.
I don't disagree with that. I'd go with that. But 20 pounds is, for a guy his frame, 20 pounds is a lot.
I would be shocked. 20 pounds in general is a lot. But I would be shocked if he's over 6 foot.
Have you been giving him some of your weight, Kyle?
I think
kind of shipping it off to him.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, in the form of a shake. You just take the shake and just absorb it. But no, it says he's 6'2", 175. I didn't think he was that tall, but maybe he is. But he is
sneaky long, and that's just not with a driver. I mean, he at one point in time he was 190 out, and they said he's hitting a wedge because it's downhill. And I'm going 190-yard wedge out of that skinny guy. Are you serious?
What's wrong with being skinny?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Ain't nobody got anything wrong with that.
I just was shocked when they said that. I mean, when they start giving their club selection, sometimes I wonder, okay, did they misread what the caddy said? I mean,
but you got to remember that's a 10 years ago, that was an 8-iron that he's hitting.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. The loft from what you're talking about is from like the loft.
Yeah, from a loft standpoint.
He's hitting like a 44-degree wedge.
And I get that, but I mean, he's still poking it out there at 315, 320 off the tee. So he's got some club head speed. He could probably use a little work on his wedge game the way it ended, because he didn't throw it very close to be in the
playoff.
He played 18 and the playoff. They played the same hole, and he basically did the same thing both times. And his wedge, he didn't get the ball close with his wedge.
Do we just want to stay? I'm just keep interrupting.
No, go ahead, dude.
I'll just say if we want to stay on Zalatoris for a minute, because I do want to talk about how incredibly bad that putt on the playoff hole was.
Yes.
I mean,
which one? They were both bad.
Both were bad. Even the regular finish putt was not.
Yeah, that one was not. But the putt that he had to extend the playoff was horrible.
It was not even close.
Yeah, missed it by like 2 or 3 inches.
I mean, he didn't touch the hole with either one. That's what got me.
It looked like he was lined up wrong. He hit it bad. There was nothing that was good about it.
And I kind of get the one in regulation, because you just don't want to sling it by 3-4 feet and have a comebacker to lose the
knee knocker. Yeah.
But I mean, man, touch the hole.
He was pretty. I mean, to have over a 5-foot putt to win the tournament, like I don't think there was a much better position he could have been in than he was in regulation. And
it was uphill, right edge, and he just shoved it.
He kind of yanked it across, and he didn't hit it nearly hard enough. And then you go to the playoff, and I honestly thought he was going to spin it off the green. I thought when it hit, it was going to spin off the front of the green, and somehow it hung just before it hit that false front. And like Nate said, he missed it left again, but he didn't even come close.
Yeah. And it's like he pulled it off bad line, everything.
It was terrible. So let's just talk about that really quick. So you had Luke List and Will Zalatoris. They both finished at 15 under. It was getting really dark. It was super dark.
Yeah.
And they go to a playoff. So they play 18, which, by the way, is a freaking awesome finishing hole. And especially where they have the pin, it's just completely, it's so bad. You have, it's a par 5, tight fairway. You got to hit a good drive. And then you got a green where everything funnels to the hole. And they go to the first playoff hole, and both of them hit it within 6 inches of each other into a fairway bunker. It was incredible. It was incredible. And then Luke's actually plugged. Luke List's ball actually plugged, and Zalatoris' ball was sitting up pretty nice, but neither one of them could really make an advance, and Luke gouged it out. Zalatoris, they raked the ball. They got to rake his divot and fix the lie, whatever. And I was were y'all nervous? I was nervous that the ball was going to roll because
I was glad they gave the rake to the official. Like when the caddy was doing it, I was really nervous because I was like, man, this.
Yeah, that's very like, hey, Mr. Official.
Faldo was like, mark it. Like the announcer was like, please mark it. God, mark it, please.
Yeah,
like
that's an option. Like, I can't believe even the PGA Tour official didn't say, would you like to mark it and rake it and then place it back? Because that's the thing, is you don't even have to drop it. You can mark it and place it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were doing all that around it, I mean, and it was on this huge slope. Yeah, so it's like if anything gives underneath that ball, it's going to roll back and it's going to move, and he's going to be penalized.
Exactly.
So I was shocked at that.
I was nervous, but they raked it, fixed it, and then Zalatoris hit to like a really good number. It was like dead on 100 yards, I believe. No, it was like 125, I think is what it was. And Luke was played first. He hit it up. He hit it exactly like you draw it up. Pass the hole right. It drips down. Everybody thinks it's going to go in. Stops within like 6 inches. And then Will had a good solid wedge in. And I think it was either I think it was Faldo or maybe it was Colt that said that the only problem with this club is he can hit it. If he hits it hard, he could spin it off the front of the green. Like he literally called it, and he hit short, bounced one time, not short of the green, short of like past pin high. You want to be past pin high. He hit short of pin high. It hit once, spun back hard, and looked like it was going in the water. Yeah. Had about a 10-footer?
Yeah, 10, 12 feet.
And that was all she wrote. He yanked it left. And Luke List at, I think, like 40 years old. How old is Luke? He is 37.
Yeah.
He was 37 years old. He had waited for like 2 hours because he shot 66 on the final round.
Oh, yeah.
And wins his first tournament.
That's another thing to talk about.
I guess that's his routine to do that. I kept wondering, you're 2.5 hours from being able to play again. And maybe he has an issue with tightening up or something of that nature, because when they were talking about he's going to wear himself out because he went to the range, he went to the putting green, he went back to the range, he went back to the putting green, and then he hit some chips. And I'm like, why didn't he just go in and grab something to eat, maybe catch a power nap? I mean, you're 2 hours away from having a chance to even know what's going to take place.
Yeah.
I don't think you can power nap in that situation. I think he was probably, I think he was probably wired up.
Maybe,
but
yeah,
let's talk about the fact that when Luke finished, Zalatoris was on 14, 15, and I think they were tied.
Yeah,
I think Zalatoris was also at 15 under, so couldn't close it. Couldn't come in 1 under to win.
No, with 2 par 5s in front of him.
Yeah.
It's 13. I think 13's the par 5. I think 13's the other par 5, right? 13
a par 5.
13's a par 5, and then 18's a par 5. And
he had 2 par 5s in front of him when
he parred both.
And he parred both of them.
That's tough.
Hey,
I mean, it's not like it's not just an easy course, but at the same time, boy, you had it right there. Would have been both of their, I guess. Was Zalatoris is not won yet on the PGA.
I don't think so. He's
won on the
won a lot of
Corn
money.
Ferry. He's won on the Corn Ferry, and he's won a lot of money, but I don't think he's won yet. So yeah, it's that's tough. They said that they were talking to him. He's like, when I was on my first win on the Corn Ferry Tour, I lost the event prior, like literally the exact same way. I had a lip. He said he called it a horseshoe, and you see, then they post video of it, and literally ball goes in, comes all the way back around, lips out. He loses by one shot, and then he goes on to win the next week. So you never know. Maybe he wins next week at the at Pebble Beach. So
he's already said he's ready to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a killer 2-week schedule there. Torrey and Pebble, like there's no other back-to-back tournaments on the schedule that are that awesome.
It's a brutal
venue-wise.
Yeah, not those two iconic venues.
Yeah, I mean that's all there. Okay, we're done. I'm done. And you play Riviera at some point too.
Yeah,
yeah. LA.
You go straight to Riviera.
Yeah, it's a brutal life. It's a brutal life. These guys.
West Coast swing. Yeah, this is real tough.
And then they go to Florida and play Trump Doral and all that.
No, I don't think they play there anymore.
Don't play Trump anymore
because they go to Mexico or something instead.
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, really stick it to him. Really stick it to him. So John Rahm finishes third. Jason Day. Let's talk. I mean, you want to talk about Jason Day for a second?
He had a chance.
I almost picked him in my my outside the top 100 little team bet that we did. Which we need to check on our guys for this tournament. But
they all missed the cut.
They all missed the cut. We already discussed it. Yeah, they all missed the cut. No money out of our guys, so we're still tied at $0.
That's right. Our second place guys are number 2.
Yep.
Yeah. But Jason Day's outside the top 100.
Yep.
Major champion. Maybe not
great golfer,
weekend, but
great golfer. He's had a couple of
real dizzy issues.
Yippy years, I guess you could call them. Over the last couple of years, and injury prone. He's had his back issues. He's had his vertigo issues. He looked really good the last couple of rounds during this tournament, and he had a chance as well to tie a list. And if I'm not mistaken, he also parred the last 2 par 5s.
Yeah, he was there as well and did not convert. Does Jason Day ever? He talks and you're like, oh, I forgot he was Australian. I just for whatever reason,
he's actually from
New Zealand. He's
the same thing.
Okay. Yes. Same difference. Yeah.
Same thing.
Do not tell an Australian that.
Tomato.
Oh, probably not someone from New Zealand.
Not a New Zealander either.
No, but like the good thing, this is you don't. I feel like there's not many stories like this where somebody is red hot and then loses it and then makes it back. You know, you can think of a few like Jordan Spieth's one right now that. Yes. He lost it for, several years and, wins again last year. And he seems to be like possibly, on the way back. And then Jason Day, he's not quite back all the way yet, but he had a, pretty rough year last year. But, he's got 2 top 5 finishes this year so far at the QBE shootout and the QBE shootout. And then you got Torrey, which is the Farmers, which is no slouch of a tournament, no slouch of a field. And if I'm not mistaken, that QBE shootout, was that not a pretty solid field from what didn't we talk about?
Yeah, and the QBE was actually pretty strong. Yeah.
Or that kind of stuff is just that's big. So it's just good to see him back. He's a fun player. He's seems like a really cool guy just in general. So pulling for him. So yeah, hopefully we have big things from him throughout the rest of the year. So speaking of big things, you guys need to check out Swannies.co. Use coupon code Dadbod Golf Pod -25. Take 25% off your next order and then literally every other order after that. Those guys are great. Awesome styles. Our boy Shane Barber sent us some pics from the I guess it was like the PGA show in Orlando.
Yeah.
Had a sneak peek at some of the new line that's coming out in March. Some sick looking stuff, dude. Some cool printed polos. Gonna be ready for spring and summer. So check them out. Swannies.co, where the game starts.
Like it.
Moving on, just talk a little bit more about Torrey. John Rahm really likes Torrey Pines, gang. A lot.
He got engaged there.
He won the U.S. Open there.
This is like his favorite place to play, is what he says.
Came in third.
So
I just really was hoping for him to come out with that hair.
I know. It was such a good graphic that you just expected it to be real life.
To be real, to be true.
That possibly also, I didn't realize it till they did the side by side. I think all the weight that Kyle is losing, I think he gave it to John Rahm.
Ooh, I
Ouch.
think John Rahm's been fairly chunkmeister.
I thought that too till they showed when he won at Torrey and they had like a side by side, and I was like, wow, that dude has put on some weight.
He had a kid, man. I mean, he didn't, but his wife did.
Yeah, he was.
But you like gained sympathy weight. Trust me.
Yeah, he got his sympathy weight from her. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was there. She's bounced back from it, Nate. It looks like he hasn't.
He had just had COVID,
Yes.
COVID.
Yeah. He had COVID
Right
like
before
12
then,
times.
which what COVID does. It like makes you lose 40 pounds. So in addition, you lose your taste and smell. You just don't want to eat.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, John Rahm obviously starting off. Let's just talk about him for a second. I mean, let's look at his year so far. He is just red hot. He has played in, he came in second in the Century Tournament of Champions. 14th American Express last week, which he did not like that course at all whatsoever. There was some good hot mic stuff. Said basically it was a putting contest. Shot 33 under at the Century, which is which broke the course record, and he didn't even win. Came in second, which is crazy.
Lost.
And then the T3 at the Farmers. He's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere for a while. Grab a John Rahm.
He's standing tall with that number one rank. I guess everybody should have listened. Phil's brother coached at Arizona State and he played for him. And Phil said like years ago when he was in college, he was like, this is the guy that everybody needs to watch out for.
Yeah.
And he apparently was correct because
I would really like John Rahm to win the Masters. I really, really like it.
It's funny that he made the comment last week about it being the putting contest and it being just, like goofy golf course. Because he makes a lot of those putts.
Yeah.
Like that's what's really odd about when he was complaining about that. I was kind of like,
that gives
you an advantage over everybody in the field.
Yeah. I didn't get that either. That seems like it would favor him. 100%.
Does anybody else miss like over the top pissed off John Rahm?
Yes.
From like when he first came out on tour.
Emotion.
I loved it. If he missed a fairway, there was a chance that like his bag was going to get broken.
Bro,
I thought he was going to break his driver.
We got a sneak peek of it last week.
Yeah, last week.
If you saw that video that caught him coming off the green, one of the greens, it was like this mother putting contest, mother f this f. He was not happy.
It used to be that if he didn't make a
birdie every hole.
He there was another one where it wasn't necessarily a hot mic, even though the mic you could hear, he just didn't say anything, but he hit a drive that he missed the fairway by maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards. It wasn't even a terrible lie, but apparently it took a bounce that he didn't like. And he starts pounding the ground with his driver. And I was like, yep, he's going to break it. He's definitely going to break it. He's going to break it. He's like hammering it down. And I'm like, I don't know why his caddy doesn't stop him from doing that. He is going to snap that driver one day before it's all said and done with. But maybe we're seeing a little bit more of it. Maybe he's bringing it back around. Maybe he realizes that he played really good when he was doing that. So it's like, all right, let me give some more emotion.
There you go.
Bring the passion back.
Bring it back. Bring it back. So the tournament that kind of ran parallel on the DP World Tour was the the Dubai Desert Classic, which is a pretty big tournament on the DP World Tour, aka European Tour. This is kind of their big kickoff, I would say, to the year. And Victor Hovland wins it. He is another one that is accelerating at a high rate.
Somebody
of speed.
got a hold of him too, because I saw the pictures, Kyle. His shirts are ironed.
I did see that. He did have a fresh, crispy collar. He did.
I don't know what that's all about, but that's.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. That nice green polo with a, not disheveled collar. Looks good. I like it.
And he's won 3 tournaments in the last 3 months. Maybe he could finally afford an iron.
Maybe afford an iron.
Or a steamer.
Or his sponsor's not putting his stuff in a pantyhose egg to send to him anymore. They're actually folding it.
Or he probably literally takes it out of the plastic and puts it on. That's the crisp that it can ever be when it's in his possession. So
I think a lot of them do that. You can tell you see the folded creases on some of them.
Yep.
I think a lot of them are doing that.
Rory comes in third. So
Yep.
He won 452 euros. Suck on that, guys. What did Colin Morikawa
452 euros.
452,000 euros.
That's not that many euros.
Who was your number one guy? Nate?
Cantlay.
Cantlay.
I don't know if he played anywhere this week.
I don't think he did. Did Colin play? Oh, Colin played. Yeah, he came in.
DP Tour does not count.
I thought it was just money in general. I thought it was just money in general. What are we talking about?
You were talking about not picking somebody because they played the European Tour.
Who?
You.
Who did I say I wouldn't pick? I couldn't
Rafael Cabrera Bello and the other guy that you
some guy that was outside the top 100, and you were like, I'm not going to choose him because they're playing the European Tour.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's make up the rules as we go. We'll just take that.
I think that is a common thing.
Fine. We'll just make up the rules as we go.
Since this guy finished second, he's wanting to jump.
Listen,
he want to smash that button.
If your guy is going to go over and cheat on the tour, he doesn't get to cash in on the Dadbod golf pod bet.
Good point.
I mean, if you're going to sell out because you're weak and you need money, I want money. I don't want to play at Torrey Pines.
This was a European Tour event. This was a European Tour event. This was not the Greg Shark Norman Tour. This was just a regular old European Tour.
Yeah, it's DP. It's a DP World Tour.
Just a good old double portions.
Just a good old DP.
Yep.
Is what this was.
Every time I say double portions, I'm scared I'm going to say the other thing. Like I'm going to slip up and say the other thing.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I just stay away from it. Yep.
I like to flirt with thunder.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. So 2 big tournaments to start off the year, and you see a lot of the same names close to the top. Luke List, congrats on his first win. He's 37. Hey, today's my 36th birthday. Still
there you go.
Yeah, still got a year.
Still hope. I still got a year to surpass.
Talking about Luke List, he got a lot of TV coverage.
Yeah.
And 2 things that stood out to me. Number 1, his wedge game is unbelievable.
Yes. It's decent.
Number 2, it has to be unbelievable because he has probably the worst putting stroke I've seen out of a pro golfer I've ever seen in my life. Like it is so weird. He didn't putt the ball. When they were talking about how many birdies he made, I'm like, yeah. And they were all from like inside of 3 feet. Like they were all tap ins. Like it was uncomfortable to watch on some of the putts that he was making. And the fact that he won with that putting stroke is sitting there giving all of us hope for doing fine as long as we can have a good wedge game.
So he is 185th on tour strokes game putting. He loses half a shot to the field.
That is tough.
Measured on 22 rounds.
And I didn't even see that stat.
Rounds.
Like you just throwing that stat out, that's just from pure observation and being 6 beers in. I was sitting there going, how in the hell is this guy going to win a golf tournament putting like this?
That is an entire PGA Tour field ahead of you.
Yes. One whole field. You start off the tournament a half shot down to everybody. Just because of your putting. But hey, when you're darting them in there.
Yeah, when you're throwing it to within 1-2 feet every single time, I don't guess that really makes a difference, does it?
Suck on that. Exactly. Yeah, the wedge game. Imagine feeling so confident on a par 5 that you're just like, hey, just let me get to 100 yards. Just get me to 100 yards, and we're going to have a 4 or 5 footer for birdie every single time.
Kyle, that scramble we played in, we felt that way. Get us to within 90 yards, and we're going to be close.
We were a tour player that day. We were a combined tour player in a scramble. Combined.
I'm telling you, I have never hit my wedges that well. I know Kyle probably has never hit his that well. That was
never
unbelievable.
Again.
Nope. It was unbelievable. We were within a foot to 2 feet on every single.
I played with a really good golfer the other day, and after we got done, he shook my hand and said, "You need to go chip some."
Wow.
You need to go chip. Don't go to the range. You need to go chip. It was terrible.
I know who you're talking about, and I play with that guy, and he's like, dude, you have the most swing speed out of anybody, and the ball goes 238. He's like, I don't even know what to tell you.
I don't know how that works.
He said, I don't know where the power's going, but it is going somewhere, not towards the ball.
I don't know how the physics works out. Exactly. Exactly. I feel that way sometimes. I feel like I'm swinging so damn hard and it just doesn't go where I put too much spin on it or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you still hit it further than me. So
Yeah, you don't get to complain in front of us about the length of your shots.
One last thing about the Farmers. When you don't like somebody, there's nothing that everything they do you dislike.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it is. When Billy Horschel chipped in and just kind of turned around and smiled and like shrugged his shoulders, that was the worst celebration reaction of all time. You suck, Billy Horschel. You didn't deserve to win. 37-year-old Luke List kicked your ass. Go back home and be an asshole to somebody.
You thought that it was going to be me, Tom.
Jeez. I'm trying to go easy on Billy. I'm trying to go easy on Billy and Patrick Reed right now.
Patrick.
Oh my God, we're just gonna go ahead and do it. Who cares? That's funny. Old Billy boy. Every time we try to like him, he just does something to make
I think the best part, and this is inside humor, and I'm not going to give it away, but I think the best part about that is this goes back to a text message chain with us, and Kyle brings something up, and I said, F that guy, and Kyle goes, that's not going to go well with the negotiations.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
immediate too. Like you see one message pop up and the next one immediately pops up.
He was like blah blah blah, and I'm like, F that
fastest
guy.
anybody's
It was so
ever
fast. It was so fast. It didn't even have the dots. Didn't even pop up. It just like it was like he had it saved, and you just hit double tap paste.
Yeah, just double tap paste, boom.
Yeah,
Like,
didn't even have time.
that guy. Kyle's like, I do not think that's going to go well in the negotiation process.
That's not the way you want to start it off.
Probably what I just said was probably not good.
No, that's why I said Kyle thought it was going to be me.
Whoops.
Exactly.
All right, Billy. Go Billy.
So did y'all catch? So there was a little bit of history today, or yesterday. They had the Advocates Professional Golf Association first televised tournament. They played Torrey Pines. I think they just played. They had to play the North and the South. They had to have played both. I'm not 100% sure. Did y'all see the end of it? No. Have you seen?
Kind of for the same reason that PGA Tour golf got moved to Saturday. It's kind of the reason
for football.
I missed it. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the ending. I'll give you a description of the ending, and then you'll know exactly what happened. You ever seen Avengers and the Infinity War? You know the ending.
Yeah.
Where Thanos wins. We'll just kind of go say that's kind of how the bad guy won.
Oh wow.
No, it was a great tournament.
So the majority.
Yeah, it was a good tournament, and the scoring though. We gotta harp on. I just gotta harp on this. The scoring. One dude won it at I think 1 under. So, and then they just played Torrey, and the pros it was 15 under.
They did play the hard course.
They played South. They played the South today.
They played South. Yeah.
They played South today.
He shot 1 under, or 1 under was the winning score?
Was the winning score total
for 36 holes?
For 2 rounds. So
yeah. They played the North yesterday and played the South today.
Yeah.
The club championship at AUC is usually lower than that.
Yeah. But anyway, it was good for them to get some exposure, some tee time.
Did you watch any of it, Kyle?
I watched the last 5 holes. I really did.
Did they play from could you even tell, did they play from the same tees as the pros?
Same
Tipped
tee
it out?
boxes. Tipped it out. 18 was 575 yards, and the pin was front left. Exact same pin. Zalatoris and Luke List dueled it out on. It's actually a pretty cool finish. They were tied going into the last hole. Both of them, one dude hit the fairway, one dude blew it way right, but he blew it so far right that he had a shot at the green. The dude in the fairway lays up to about 100 yards. The other guy is so far right, he hits it, but it goes through the green into the bunker. He gets up and down out of the bunker. The other guy hits a beautiful wedge shot to about 5 feet, and he lips the putt out. So,
oh man.
So, I want to say the guy that won, his last name is Newcomb, possibly Newcomb, something like that. But it was a pretty exciting finish. So it was good. So we'll just hopefully those guys get some more exposure as it goes on.
The APGA tour, right?
Advocates Professional Golf Association.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so,
PGA Tour sanctioned.
and they only have 11 tournaments. I did see
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And they're 2 down now, if I'm not mistaken.
They've played 2. The guy that came in second won this event here last year, if I'm not mistaken. So
Okay.
So there's two guys for sure. The guy that came in second, and then there's another guy. I think his name's Willie Mack, has had several actual PGA Tour starts. So there's some really good players. But I mean, it's just weird to have this. It's just weird to have a tour where like you just look at the skill. Like Corn Ferry guys would go out there and shoot 15 under.
Yeah.
In 4 round, like they would go out and shoot similar scores to what was shot from the tour, the big tour. It's just. I don't know.
By the way, you can tell that the PGA Tour is running the APGA Tour's website because when I clicked on there, you can't find a mention of the tournament at all.
Oh, boy.
They want you to learn more about the tour. They want to talk about some of the tournaments, and then they want to make a donation.
Yep.
No results.
Good deal. Well, I'll tell you some results, something that can give you some results, and that is Primo Golf Apparel. Golf joggers. You wear those, you will have the best results you could possibly have because it puts you in the best mood, you'll look the best on the course, you'll feel the best. Check them out. Use coupon code DADPOD15, take 15% off your next order and every order after that. Primo Golf Apparel. Guys, episode 132. Thank y'all for singing happy birthday to me. We'll be back on Wednesday. We'll be back here on Friday because we do it every week. And we're here for your entertainment and hopefully hopefully catch you up on some stuff that you may have missed throughout the weekend. So enjoyed it, guys. We'll catch y'all Wednesday. Dad Bod Golf Pod.
Always stroking. Happy birthday,